Hello and welcome everybody to the last expert in the house for Australia. And we're always learning, and I just found an extra button, the broadcast button. So I was waiting for the attendees to join, and my apologies. Yes, it was the broadcast button I needed to press. All right, so welcome and a pleasure to have you this evening. It is the 18th of December 2019, and it has been another amazing year in ASEA, and it's getting very close to Christmas and New Year's and the holiday season, and therefore I'm wearing my elf's hat because it is the season to be jolly, sha la 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 la. And I hope you're having a fantastic year as well, and they're getting very close to the time to share with family and to share the blessings of the year, and to have a good time, have some recreation time where you get to recreate yourself and feel good and start 2020 with 2020 vision. Ha! Get the pun. So I'm pretty excited about 2020. It is shaping up to be an amazing year. So my name is Justin Phillips, and I'm very privileged and honored to be a founding diamond and an ambassador diamond with ASEA, a founding diamond from Australia. And yeah, it's my life was significantly changed by ASEA. I had a friend interrupt my day with a phone call back in 2011 and say, hey, have you ever heard of redox signaling molecules? I know of a product that might be able to help you. And so I didn't know what that was. And I got involved, and it changed our lives, and it changed the life of my wife as well. And both in health and financially and culturally. And yes, it has been an absolute amazing journey. I'll talk a little bit more about my story later. But first off, we will start the slideshow and get things cracking. Now, what I want to do is I just want to make sure. Now, I would love it if someone could chat me if you can see the beginning of my presentation there, which is called Share a Breakthrough. Anyone on the call, if you can please send me a chat and just make sure that I'm sharing the right screen, because sometimes when we do this webinar format, my screens tend to invert. Great, fantastic. Thank you, Bill. You're first off the bat. I love your work. Thank you, Jen. Okay, so tonight we're doing a redox discovery expert in the house, and this is where the Diamonds of Australia do a presentation and share their unique perspective and knowledge on the amazing redox signaling molecules and the products of ASEA, as well as the incredible business opportunity and the culture that we have to offer people. So you can see a breakthrough with ASEA. You can see it in so many different areas of your life. And it can be in health and wellness, it can be in athletic performance, it can be in anti-aging and beauty, and it can also be in financial abundance, prosperity, and time, money, and even location freedom as well. So it is absolutely amazing what the vehicle of ASEA can do for you. So I just want to ask you, why are you here tonight? Are you here because you may be looking for a solution to a health challenge, or are you perhaps looking for a way to live longer and younger and healthier? Are you perhaps looking for additional income and lifestyle and want to change the quality of your life in that regard? Because by the end of this evening, you will be armed and with knowledge. Knowledge is power, and hopefully you can make a more informed decision of what's right for you and how you want to live your life. So my ASEA story is that I came from a background of health and well-being. At 18, I was bitten by a tick, and for 20 odd years, without even knowing about it, I had a tick-borne multi-systemic bacterial infection. I actually had 2 of them, and that ended up in 2012. I was very sick. In 2013, I was deathly ill and ended up with an autoimmune disease causing low thyroid function as well. But for many years, I was quite healthy, and those health challenges created a career for me in natural medicine, emergency medicine. I was a paramedic in the Queensland Ambulance Service. I ran wellness clinics. I studied a whole bunch of different holistic and natural medicine techniques, and it culminated in my dream business, which was a health food shop and a natural therapies clinic thinking that that was the best way to provide holistic natural health care to the community. But what I didn't know is that I had to spend a lot of money to get started in that business, about $300,000, and huge overheads to purchase the business and to have the cash flow to run it. I was doing up to 80-hour weeks and even more at times. And unfortunately, due to the financial crisis, the global financial crisis that hit, I live on Bribie Island, and at that point there were 17,500 people in the local communities, and we had 40 businesses shut in only 2 months at the end of 2011. And by January 2012, I was unable to sell the business, even at a loss, massive loss, and I was under extreme stress and unable to continue paying the bills, and that forced me into bankruptcy. So my dream business, which I'd worked for 20 years to save up and to buy, and was finally in a position where I felt like I was really fulfilled, actually sent me broke and turned into a nightmare. And with that stress, I actually, the health challenge from the tick bite from 20 years earlier actually came out. And that over the course of 18 months, that put me in bed. I didn't work for 2 years. I had massive spasms and neurological conditions. I lost thermoregulation of my arms and legs. I had massive ice pick migraines, moving pains, moving spasms, huge sensitivities with my digestion. My life was a living hell there for quite a while. I ended up having quite a bit of mental health challenges. I would get very anxious and paranoid and all sorts of things. And this is when this infection actually crossed the blood-brain barrier and caused a lot of neurological conditions for me. So that was not fun, I can tell you. That 2013 was a living hell until I was diagnosed from a tick-borne disease, a bacterial infection, in August 2013. And then I used the redox technologies and holistic approach. And by the end of 2013, I was completely well. Yippee! It was amazing because I've seen very few people be able to heal like that. And it was expensive, and I was very committed, and I used my 25 years of knowledge and experience, and I was a very compliant patient, but I had a huge breakthrough with my health. And then I was very grateful because it was, as that all started at late 2011 was when I was introduced to the ASEA products and the redox. And so I was on that during that journey, and I really do believe that had a big part of why I healed so well. But I actually got worse during that period. But one of the reasons why I knew this product was so good is that my wife, she had suffered for 25 years from a debilitating fatigue issue that's unfortunately quite common after people have different viruses and things. And we were spending about $1,000 a month on maintaining her health and well-being. And a lot of that was wholesale out of the shop, about $500 to $600 worth of supplements and superfoods a month, as well as a few $100s on seeing the best practitioners that we could find. And we were managing her, we had been managing her for a few years, and she was doing okay. She had a great corporate career, but weekends she was tired. Only 3 weeks on a minimal dose of 60 mils twice a day of the redox technology, the liquid that I'm going to talk to you about shortly, she actually really had a massive improvement in her energy and her stamina. And we were able to eliminate the other $1,000 a month worth of products. And on a $200 amount worth of the products, we were getting a much better result. And that's where we knew that this redox signaling stuff was amazing. And I had never learnt about it, even though I'd studied anatomy and physiology twice in my life, both through natural medicine and as paramedics. It was really quite something different for me, and a new paradigm shift in just what this technology could do and how we could heal naturally. So then I got better, and then ASEA came to Australia in August 2014. And I was actually working in an integrated medical clinic at the time, and we were starting to introduce some of our patients and clients to that. And we only had the gel at that point. We had the liquid, the Renew 28 gel, which I'll tell you about shortly. And it was phenomenal because we were seeing very fast turnarounds in results, and unlike anything else that we could do. And we were using a combined approach of the most cutting edge, holistic and medical techniques to get outstanding results. But the redox greatly accelerated that. And that's where I knew how important it was for me to learn about it and to get it out there. So then there was a client who was mainly bedbound, and her life was pretty much on Facebook. And just within 2 days, she was able to get a stunning result with increased mobility and a decrease of discomfort in the neck by applying the gel. And she posted that about her result in a compliant way on Facebook, and someone else was following her case. She also had a tick-borne multisystemic or bacterial infection like I did, and a whole bunch of co-infections. She was actually much worse than I was, and a whole bunch of parasites. And she was getting this quick result, and she posted that, had a lot of followers, and some of those followers then went on and shared it with people, and she started to earn a commission from the movement of that product. And that's where my life greatly changed. That's where I started to realize that for 20 odd years, I'd helped people with their health and well-being by giving them a fish and feeding them for a day. And then I had a vehicle through this company and these products where I could teach people to share the product, to use the product, and some of those people would share the product, and that would actually give them a financial benefit as well, and build a business and build an income. And that's where I started to teach people to fish and feed them for a lifetime. And I became a student of the direct sales and network marketing industry. And thankfully, with 2 years of really solid work, we set a great foundation for our business. And the last 5 years, I can tell you, have been the best and most rewarding years of my life. It has been absolutely amazing and an honor to be a part of the ASEA journey. This is a few years ago. We were water skiing in Disney World, Orlando, with Trish Winkler. She's on the right-hand side there. She is the top earner in ASEA. She earns approximately about $3 million US, I think, now a year. And she is a housewife, a blonde housewife from Boise, Idaho, in America. And a lot of people kind of feel that people are a bit backwards there. She's got a PhD, meaning a public school diploma. So she's not someone who's highly educated, doesn't have a health background, but just super passionate about helping people. And I've got so much respect for her. And she has really gone and changed hundreds of thousands of people's lives around the world through introducing this product and providing them with a financial and business opportunity, such as myself. So just absolutely inspiring some of the leaders in our organization and in this industry. This is us, our life. We work from home. And once we got rid of our health challenges, mine of 20 years and Nicole's of 25, and after not even 2 years of working in the business, we fell pregnant. And now we have a wonderful little girl, Joy, who travels the world with us. This is some of the early pictures when she was doing presentations as a baby. We're in people's kitchens and living rooms telling people about the products and the business opportunity. And we've actually just got back from Bali a few days ago from a reward trip from ASEA. This is one of the big events in Brisbane. And this was another reward trip that we got in February 2015, so very early in the days of us sharing ASEA and building a business. And this is our founder in the middle, and that's Vertus Norton. And I'm forever grateful for Vertus. He came out of retirement at the age of 69. He did not need any financial, he didn't do it for any financial reasons. He was very well off. He was very fulfilled in life. He was retired, but he felt compelled to get this product into the hands of people. And he worked for 10 years before he went back into retirement at the age of 79, and he built a network marketing business. And I'll talk a little bit more about him later on, but he is an exceptional human being and provided extraordinary leadership and strategic direction at the right time, in the right place, with the right people, and has built a movement of ASEA worldwide. It really is changing humanity. And for us, for Nicole and I, that's my wife there, that meant that I went from bankrupt and broke back in 2014 to developing a residual income, to being a stay-at-home parent, to having great health, to having amazing friends and community all over the world, to having time, money, and location freedom. And our story has been forever changed due to the opportunity of ASEA. Now, I share all of that with you because I feel that if I can do it, you can do it. And I want you to ask yourself, what could your story be? How badly do you want it? How badly do you want your dreams? Because the vehicle of ASEA can give you that opportunity to make your dreams come true. It has for me and Nicole, and we absolutely love what we do. So let's learn a little bit about the products that that's such an extraordinary catalyst for this business. And redox signaling molecules are the smallest physical particle of cellular communication. We make these molecules in the basic chemical reaction for life, the Krebs cycle, where we make energy and we make these cellular communicating redox signaling molecules. And independent science, totally independent of ASEA, has proven that redox signaling molecules is the foundation of health at the cellular level. If our cells have correct signaling, our cells can be healthy, our tissues can be healthy, our organs, our systems, and our whole person is healthy. So we know cellular communication is key to cellular health. And the challenge is as we age, we make a lot less of these molecules. So at 13, we're at 100%, we're at 50% in a healthy individual at age 40, and we're down to 10% around that 60 to 70 years of age. So we make less and less of these redox molecules. It's the main thing that changes as we age. And thankfully, this incredible company, ASEA, has created products that are balanced, bioidentical redox signaling molecule products. So we can increase our amount of redox in the body, and that can change significantly the function of our cells so they heal and perform as though they were younger. Now, what that means is also that it's really easy to share this because there is no toxicity of these molecules. They're native to the body. They're the same as what we make. There's no contraindication to medication because they're the same as what our body makes. So they just simply help our body come back into balance. Obviously, if someone's really sick, you have to be careful and shift their health in a considered way forward. We're not talking about huge changes like overnight, although some people have that. The vast majority of people are going to take a little while for their health to regenerate and repair and for them to come back into balance. And that's what the redox does. It helps us create homeostasis or balance in the body. And it doesn't matter what tissues. It doesn't matter if it's the heart, the skeletal tissues, the lungs, the skin, the digestive tissues. Redox helps everything. The only natural way to increase your redox signal molecules is to exercise. And we all know that exercise is good for us. But now we understand more about this science because it's only 2 decades old, 20 years old, this science, and there's been 5 Nobel Prizes given to the science. So there's heaps of research on it. And if you're going to do some research, go to Google Scholar and go to pubmed.gov. Don't just go to Google and start reading the rubbish and the propaganda that's on there. Actually get good quality research and figure out for yourself what redox, why it's so important to you, and what sort of benefits that the redox can give you from personal experience. Now, ASEA created cellular health from the outside with the Renew 28. That was the only product that we had when we started, and we, around our full-time jobs, in just 9 months, we created a 6-figure residual income purely through sharing that Renew 28. Then they came out with the auxiliary products, a moisturizer, a cleanser, and the blue tube there is a concentrated serum, which is really great for different sun damage and different parts of the body that need extra regeneration. And then they came out with the liquid. The liquid actually existed prior to anything, but in Australia, it was the 5th product to be released into our market for full availability. And then those other 3 nutritional products, they're in the process of becoming fully available in Australia, therefore not for retail in Australia. So as a customer of ASEA, you can purchase them directly from America. And I have literally sold millions of dollars in nutritional products in my life, and I believe that those products are the best nutritional products that I have ever benefited from personally myself. Really amazing bioavailability, very smart company. These are top shelf, high quality products. There's been a lot of research gone into them. And these are just some of the different laboratories and some of the different research institutes and organizations around the world that ASEA has worked with to do research on their products. And you can find all this research on ASEAScience.com and other various websites and information through the company and the people that invited you tonight. Okay, so, what have we learned about redox signaling molecules in the last 20 years? Well, we know that redox molecules are all about cell signaling. So when our cell needs to detect itself, detect a problem, protect itself, needs to repair itself, needs to replace itself with a healthy cell, it does it through these redox signaling molecules. They maximize cell function and efficiency. They turn on genetic activity as well. This is how our body reads the DNA, is through the redox signaling molecules. They also give tremendous results for athletes in increasing, allowing them to increase their performance and recover faster. So working harder, recovering faster, which is really amazing. There's a whole bunch of Olympians and other professional sports people that use this. Revitalizes the skin at every level, and of course that makes us look more beautiful and feel better. And a lot of us that use the gel, we just love the way our skin feels. And what are the experts saying? So this is a book written by Dr. Robertson Ward of America. He's a functional medicine doctor, does incredible stuff, been involved with a whole bunch of different clinical trials and so forth. And this is the book, Healthy Cells, Healthy Life, where he talks a little bit about different conditions and how redox can perhaps support them. He says that 95% of genes are not fixed. What if we could influence these? Our genes tell our cells what to do, and science shows that lifestyle changes and biochemical cellular factors activate a gene or not. He says that he knows of no better resource than supplementing redox signaling molecules if we want to impact our cells foundationally. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of other experts around the world that are also agreeing with him. And if you do your research, go back to the people that invited you tonight, you will find there is a huge amount of medical professionals and science validated people, as well as empirical evidence. There's overwhelming empirical evidence of the hundreds of thousands of people that use these products regularly, that just absolutely love what the benefits that they're getting out of the products. These are just some of the benefits that people have received out of the Renew 28. And you can see that there's all sorts of different interesting results. It's not just reducing wrinkles and increasing anti-aging kind of benefits, but it's reducing scarring, it's reducing redness, it's reducing like loose skin, it's reducing pigmentation. It's helping the skin perform like it's younger. That's what redox signaling molecules do. When you have more redox, you heal and perform like you're younger. Pretty cool, right? These are some close-ups of some other ones. Tightening the skin, pigmentation, different reactions people are experiencing. And obviously there's a breakout there, which is no fun for anyone. When you look at redox gel and thermography, you can see that it creates a significant change in the heat distribution in the body in a very short amount of time. You can see some of these before and afters are literally 10 minutes apart or 13 minutes apart, 8 minutes apart. They're not very long. And there's a very big shift in the body. We know that when we put the redox gel on, within 15 minutes, there's a 49% increase in blood flow. So some people will go, oh, wow, it feels really cold after they put it on. Other people will go, wow, it feels really warm. So it's different for everyone. You just have to experience it for yourself. And I really do recommend that you get yourself to a live presentation or a live demonstration where you can do the 3 in 5 minutes. So where you apply the Renew 28 gel 3 times in 5 minutes and just see what happens for yourself. And particularly if you've got some discomfort or stiffness, or you might have a headache or not feel well in the tummy or something, and you use it for that and just see if there's a difference. Like give it a 0 to 10 on your discomfort factor before and after the 3 applications in 5 minutes, and see for yourself what happens. These are some of our athletes. They include the strongest men in the world, people that have had phenomenal record-breaking events on cycling, and that's the captain of the Irish cycling team, triathletes and endurance runners, and even swimmers, sprinters that are Olympic gold medalists. So there's some science validation at asiascience.com, and there's a whole bunch of documents that people can download. There's a medical professionals board as well. There's a scientific advisory council, which are not ASEA associates. They're not in the business of ASEA. They are highly qualified medical people that that advise ASEA on the research and validate the research that ASEA has done. The Huffington Post is a world-renowned information source. They came out and they did their own article, and they said the 5 technologies that's going to change our lives in the coming future, and redox signaling technology was number 4. Nutrigenomics, they're number 2. I used to do that as a part of the integrated medical clinic before I ever really started to use the redox on clients as well. So, this really it is cutting edge science. I call it next generation healing technology. All right, so Renew and ASEA is not intended to prevent, diagnose, treat, or cure any disease or medical condition. So these are not medical products. These are health benefit products. And I just really encourage you to give them a try and see how your health changes, whether you have a challenge or whether you're looking for increased performance, increased mental clarity, improvement of sleep, uplifting of mood. These are common things that people tell me when they've been using the molecules for a little bit of time. And it's really important to set the correct expectations of what that looks like. So these statistics are based on the liquid that came out of clinical experience in the US. Remember that they had that liquid for over 5 years before we did. I think they had it more like six, 7 years that they were using the liquid before we ever had it. These healthcare professionals that I was talking to, these are the statistics they gave me. They said that about 10%, 1 in 10 people will have a positive health shift, or some sort of improvement in health benefit in a week using the molecules correctly. Now, what does that mean? That means using the right amount of the molecules, putting them in the right place, doing the right things with them, making sure you're hydrated, getting enough sleep, you're not too stressed, all of these sort of things that contribute to health and well-being. And so it is really important that you learn how to use them properly. But only 10% are seeing a positive result in a week. I personally will not sell product that a person can only use for a week, because that means that 90% of those people that experience it in a week actually go, well, you know, I can't see a difference. I don't think this is working. And that would be particularly bad for the brand. All right. The thing is it takes time for the health to shift and create the balance in the body. After a month, it's about 50% of people see a positive shift. But after 3 months, it's 90% of people give us positive feedback. They love the products, the technology. Now, that means people need to be educated about this stuff and to really make a commitment to their health of 3 months using the molecules correctly. And the overwhelming number of people are like, wow, this is amazing, right? I can see the benefits that I'm getting. So please, if you are going to try this for the first time, give it a 3-month trial. The company is amazing with their customer service as well. They actually have a 100% money back guarantee on the product. Doesn't include shipping and handling for the first 30 days. And in certain circumstances, up to not a 90% money back guarantee up to 90 days. You may have to return any excess product or anything like that in that situation. Again, it doesn't include shipping and handling, but certainly for 30 days, it's 100% money back guarantee on the product. That's like a no risk. That's a no brainer. So definitely try it for a month. And I really encourage you to try it for 3 months so that you can see the health benefits that you can potentially get out of this technology. As I said, it has completely changed our life. And I have 25 years of experience in natural, holistic, traditional medicines. And I believe this is the best healing technology on the planet today. So affordability and value, when you look at the Renew 28, and there's many amazing statistics about the Renew 28, the leading dermatological or skin research institute in Germany says that using the Renew 28 twice a day decreases wrinkles by 23% in just 28 days, increases skin hydration by 11%, increases skin elasticity by 20%. You know, phenomenal things in how it's changing our cells. But when you compare it to the other products that are on the market, this is the only product in the world that is a balanced, bioidentical redox signaling molecule product. It means what is in this Renew 28 tube is the same as what your body makes, but it's the thing you make less and less of as you age. So when you put it on your skin, fantastic things happen. But when you look at the value, it's super good value compared to all the other stuff on the market as well. So really interesting when you look at a cost-benefit analysis. Now, how did this company of ASEA come about? Before I mentioned the amazing Virtus Norton, and he's got an equally amazing son, Tyler Norton. They are our founders of the company. And these guys, Virtus was a vice president of strategy for Kraft Foods many years ago. He retired very wealthy and successful at the age of 56. Now, Kraft then was nearly a $40 billion company, so he's no stranger to business. He's a very intelligent man, very strategic man, had an outstanding corporate career to get to that kind of a position, and worked with some of the best CEOs in all of America and executives in all of America. His son, Tyler Norton, is equally genius. He's a masterful wordsmith. He had a super successful career in the financial services company. He had his dream business, his dream job. And yeah, these guys knew knew a lot of very influential and powerful people in the US and in the world of business. And they came across this stunning technology where they knew that that the world needed this because, you know, the world over, in the Western world particularly, our health is actually declining, and they realized that this technology could really change people's health and well-being. Coming from corporate background, they thought that the distribution channel for this would be through the pharmaceutical industries, and they reached out to these people to find out, you know, what they could basically. They developed the technology, and they're going to flip it and get paid out, and, you know, go back to doing what they were doing. But at the same time, they put a whole bunch of people on the product. No one paying for the product, no one paying to share the product, and a whole bunch of these people had extraordinary results. Many of them were quite health compromised, health challenged. Many of them had massive improvements, and they were seeing this with their own eyes, and it was spreading like wildfire as well. So the company, when the big pharmaceutical company actually flew people over on a private jet, they offered them a lot of money. I think the words were in the effect of, if you, we will offer you enough money that you will never need to talk to anyone else about it. But the catch was that they weren't allowed to continue giving it to the sample, the beta testing group that were trying it. And these guys had a real challenge with that because they didn't feel that a lot of these people would even survive if they stopped taking it. And so they had a choice whether to take the money and run, or to really make it a movement of improving humanity. And thank God they said no to the money and they said yes to the people. And Vertus Norton, being a master of strategy and distribution of products, he realized that this technology requires education and the story to be told. And so he knew that network marketing in this economy globally is the #1 way to get new technology and new products and services out to the world. And like I said, at age 69, he came out of retirement. He didn't need the money. He turned the money down, but he knew the people needed the product, and they needed the business opportunity and the culture that is ASEA. And Tyler also wound up his other businesses and so forth, and is now full-time in ASEA. And Vertus has gone back into retirement, and they have built a very strong and legacy-based company that is global. And is doing great things for people all over the world. So look, some of the success and ethos of a company is that it's been operating since 2009. They own their manufacturing facility, their administration building for all their redox products. They've got 18 distribution centers all around the world, shipping to 33 countries. They've done over $500 million in sales. Year-on-year growth, not an easy thing to do. 50% growth in the last couple of years, and hundreds of thousands of lives changed. This has been profitable since the first year with no long-term debt. So ASEA is here to stay. It is a solid legacy company. But not only is it a great product and a great business opportunity, it is a great culture. It is a fantastic community to be a part of. And every day I get rewarded from the new friends and family I call it the ASEA family. And many people around the world that I would never have known if it hadn't been for me connecting with them through ASEA. And this is the amazing Tyler Norton speaking from stage at one of the conventions a couple of years ago. He said, at the end of the day, it's people that matter most. And if that aligns with you, if you are a person that likes to help other people, help people, then seriously look at this company and organization as a career move. Because it can be phenomenal. To give you some idea, this is the official document of the weekly commissions paid in 2018 in Australian dollars, and there's been over $200 million in US dollars in commissions paid out during the life of ASEA. But this has got different ranks on it. You don't need to get all hung up about what the ranks mean unless you're really serious about doing the business. But have a conversation with the people that invited you. But to give you an idea, we were able to go silver literally in just a couple of weeks. We worked really hard, and we did have a fair bit of experience, but I know other people have gone silver in 5 weeks. Some people take 6 months to get it. It doesn't matter. However long you take is how long you take, and that's completely fine. But we know that statistically that I think it's 4 out of 5 families, or 4 out of 5 divorces can be avoided through an extra $1,000 to $2,000 a month. right? You know, financial stress is rife around the world. And many people do this part-time around their full-time gigs, and you can see that the income earned is real. Like there's real money to be made. And I don't look at it about the dollars. I look at it about how that changes the quality of life a person can have and the choices that they can then make. You know, because of ASEA, I am now able to eat organic and not worry about the bill. You know, I'm not commuting into the city. I get to work from home now. I get to choose a lot more things for my life and the health and freedom of my family that I was just never going to be able to achieve in my previous career. So check it out, do your research, do your due diligence, but don't discard it as a toy business. If you treat this business like $1 million business, it will pay you like $1 million business. The amazing thing is it only costs you $60 to start your own business. It is phenomenal, plus your product. And you get to choose what that is. So if you have seen information tonight where you've gone, what could my story be? You get to choose. So number one, you could be a consumer and you could get some health benefits out of this amazing technology. And that's where most of us start. Let's just check it out and see what happens. Number two, you could be a sharer. You could decide, okay, I have some health challenges and I know other people that have health challenges and I know people that want good health, and you could share that. You could start part-time and maybe earn $500 to $1,500 a month and just appreciate you know, getting a product for free and be positive cash flowed and attend some events and have some pocket money to do some cool stuff with and reward yourself with. That'd be fantastic. Three, you may choose to be an entrepreneur and enjoy lifestyle income, which is what my wife and I did. And we're able to earn that kind of money, $10,000 a month and more after just doing 9 months of the business around our full-time job. So yeah, absolutely phenomenal what is possible with this. So I'm going to finish with the words of the mighty Vertus Norton, and he said this at his retirement: "We are all at the start of something big and with great purpose. And right now is the moment that we begin influencing the future. We can change the world." So if you've seen something tonight that you feel could help you fulfill your dreams and your goals, help you with a health challenge or whatever that may be, any aging or time, money, freedom, then please get in touch with the person that introduced you, invited you along to this presentation, and have a conversation. Just ask them lots of questions, get all your questions answered, and get the help you need, and make a decision about how you want to move forward in your life, and if you want to be a part of the change of the world. Because to me, ASEA is a movement. It is far more than great products in the business. It is a movement of helping humanity. So thank you very much for riding along with this presentation tonight. I wish you the very best of health and well-being and prosperity. And may you have an awesome Christmas and New Year and holiday season this 2009. And I look forward to seeing you at an event somewhere in the future. We have events all over the place, and I'm very grateful to find myself in all parts of the world. All right, so thank you very much. Someone said thanks on there. Thank you so much. I will stop the recording and stick around for a short amount of time to ask some questions, and we'll go from there.